So the 1995 Pride event was in Victoria Park.
So we had to move the event from Brockwell Park because it was just too big. And the other problem was that after the event in 94, there'd been a number of homophobic attacks on people as they were walking away from the park. We didn't want to stigmatise Brixton as a homophobic place, but we did have to think about the security and safety of our guests. I don't really remember how we came across the idea of Victoria Park, but at the same time as we were doing that, we were also pursuing Hyde Park for 1995. That's a whole nother story, which I might do a little side one on.
East London wasn't super trendy. It was really terra incognito. And there were a lot of people who actually said to us, where is Victoria Park?
The one problem we had was actually the Mile End Road, because the Mile End tube station was on the other side of the Mile End Road. And you couldn't have I think eventually we had something like 150,000 people streaming across the road from the tube station. It would just have blocked the main artery out of London to the east. So we actually had to build a temporary bridge over the road. It's a very great shame that there are no, as far as I know, no pictures of this bridge, because it's one of the strangest things that Pride ever had to do. So we approached Tower Hamlets sort of on the sly. 15th of September 1994, we heard on Sunday that the head of environmental services and the Labour leader of Tower Hamlets were in favour in principle. And Michael Cashman has put in a good word for us. So September the 28th, 1994, I write Teddy Witherington, who was the festival director, was carrying out the negotiations with Tower Hamlets. And he wasn't telling us everything that was going on, which was quite common. Anyway, it says here, Teddy is being a bit secretive at the moment. He met with the leader of Tower Hamlets, who has agreed in principle. Monday, the 14th of November, today had an informal meeting in the office which just developed and developed. Then halfway through the phone rang and it was Tower Hamlets. 33-0, the Labour group passed our proposal. 6 Muslim councillors voted for, 5 abstained over the issue of the sale of alcohol in Victoria Park. Resounding pleasure, and we've been asked to keep it hush-hush until after the 15th of December. They have a by-election, apparently. Tuesday, 15th of November, another emergency meeting because Tower Hamlets have now decided that they don't want a press embargo. So we all agreed to a press release and agreed tactics. Thursday, 17th of November. Oh yes, Wednesday is another day, and Tower Hamlets do want a press embargo until the 3rd of January. Bollocks to that. We were quite keen on giving Victoria Park quite a good amount of publicity. It's a beautiful park, and it was a lovely home for us. So there was a little article in here which we did, which was called Pride 2000, and that was basically looking at what our ambitions were. And you can see there, can you see that? That's a little list of where all the money goes. Oh yes, and then we did this one, which is a little thing to fund Pride. And this one here, which is the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, Get the Rubber Habit. Here's that very book. Jack off all trade, master of nuns. Sister Frigidity of the Nocturnal Emission. And this is me, Sister Gloria, Sister Sick Transit Gloria Swanson. So the other thing is that it was also the year of the Visibly Lesbian focus. And I'll do a little video about that later. Here's a picture of that team that ran that one. Me with my chairs t-shirt on. And we also had a really good logo. Look at that lovely logo. So another great thing about the 1995 event was that we also had this fantastic get-together of the Gay Liberation Front, which was, I think, their 25th anniversary. So there's Juno Jones in the front there with the microphone. Behind her, I can see Peter Tatchell, and I can see Julian Howes and Martin Corbett and Angela Mason, and there's John Chesterman in there, Michael Brown's in there, and Nettie Pollard. It's a pretty incredible picture. We did get tied up in a lot of very tiresome politics in Tower Hamlets, which was not the case really. We hadn't had that in Lambeth at all, but it was just the way Tower Hamlets worked, I think. So Teddy had a meeting with the council in February, I think February the 1st or thereabouts. And his note of the meeting, it reads, "There was an almighty ding-dong between the Labour and the Liberal councillors, with both sides shouting simultaneously at each other, quite theatrical. I was, however, mobbed by the Liberals as I left and had a reasonable discussion with the leader of the group and another councillor who assured me that their only beef was with the Labour Party, who had not consulted residents prior to making a decision. The leader also confidentially told me something else which I will not commit to paper. But I can tell you what she said was, 'I'm sure it will be fab.'"